Hello everyone, my name is Rosa and this is a shorter class than I do usual. It's a Vinyasa class and I would like to invite you to listen carefully to yourself and of course enjoy yourself. So let's get seated in a cross-legged seat, or maybe you like to sit onto a block or a cushion. Maybe you like to sit onto your heels like this. Just find your way into a comfortable seat. And maybe you like to close your eyes. And then inhale deeply through the nose and out through the mouth. Sigh it out. Deep through the nose and out through the mouth. And arrive on the mat. Feel where your body is touching the mat. Feel your sitting bone rooted into the mat. Your lower belly is in and up. Your shoulders are relaxed. Your chin is slightly in. And your face is also relaxed. So in this class we will warm up by greeting the sun in sun salutations A, and then we will use our core to find some strength within, because we all have that. We all have strength within. And we will end with some forward folds to listen carefully to ourselves, and we'll do some twists to let go of old ways. If you want, you can start your Ujjayi breath. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just make sure you breathe in deeply through the nose. Make sure the in and exhales are equal to each other. And whenever you need to sigh out through the mouth, that's totally fine. Bring your hands in front of your heart into Anjali Mudra, prayer position. And set your own intention for this class. Or maybe for the day, for the night. Bring your hands to your forehead. You can gently open up your eyes. And we will come to hands and knees. So make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hips. And then with an inhale you bring the tailbone up, your belly goes down and you look up. Exhale, tailbone goes down, round the back and look in. Inhale, tailbone up, belly goes down, look up. And exhale, tailbone down, look in. Inhale, tailbone up, look up. Exhale, round. One more time, inhale, cow pose. And exhale, plant the hands into the mat into cat pose. And come back to a neutral position for the spine. And with your next inhale, bring your right hand up. Exhale, bring it underneath you with the palm facing up. Bring your cheek the side of your head onto the mat. You can maybe walk your left hand in front of you with the fingertips on the mat. Or maybe you like to bind it and grab the right upper thigh. Breathe deep. And plant your left hand in front of your face again. Inhale, bring your right hand up. And exhale, plant it down. Inhale, left hand up. And exhale, bring your left hand underneath, palm up. And bring the side of your head onto the mat. You can walk your right fingertips to the front of the mat. Or maybe you like to bind it all the way and grab your left upper thigh. Bring your left hand in front of your face. Inhale, left hand up. And exhale, plant it underneath your shoulder. And bring your knees as wide as the mat. Your big toes are touching in the middle of the mat. And bring your hips towards your heels. Forehead onto the mat. You bring your hands out in front of you. Child's pose. And whenever you need to come to a child's pose, please do so. Listen to your strength. And come back to a tabletop position again. Make sure your knees are underneath your hips and your feet are hip distance apart. Take off your socks if you have them on. And bring your toes under. And with an exhale, you come into your first downward facing dog. So do what you need to do. Maybe you like to pedal your feet out by bending one knee and then the other. Maybe you like to shake your head, yes or no. Make sure your lower belly is in and up. And bend your knees, look to the front of the mat and walk your feet towards your hands. Your feet are hip distance apart and grab the opposite elbow. Maybe you like to sway a little bit side to side. And let go of the elbows. And you can bring your big toes to touch in the middle of the mat with the heels slightly apart. Or if you prefer to keep your feet underneath your hips, that's also fine. Then with an inhale, you bring your arms up. And exhale, hands in front of your heart, mountain pose. Check your posture again. Are your feet grounded into the mat? Your tailbone is down. You lightly engage the pelvic floor muscles, very lightly. Your lower belly in and up. Shoulders relaxed. Chin is slightly in while the crown of the head is reaching towards the sky. And maybe you smile to yourself. Relax your face. Now let's go. Inhale, bring your arms up. Interlace your fingers except your index finger. And then with an exhale, you bend to one side and your hips bend to the other side. Inhale, center. And exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend your elbows, cactus arms, look up. Inhale, center. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Crown of the head is reaching forward. Your tailbone is reaching backwards. Make sure your back is straight, spine is long. Exhale, plant your hands and bring your right foot back And then your left foot back into a plank pose. Check your posture here as well. Your heels are reaching backwards. Your belly is in. The crown of the head is reaching forwards. And your wrists are underneath your shoulders, fingers wide spread. And bring your knees onto the mat. With an exhale, you come all the way down. Plant the toes, inhale, cobra. And then bring your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Fingers wide spread. If you feel like you're overextending your elbows, bend them a little more. If you have a lot of tension in your shoulders, maybe you can see if you can outer rotate that upper arms more. And shake the head loose. Make sure there's equal weight on your arms than in your legs. So half of the weight is on your arms and half of the weight is on your legs. And bend the knees, look to the front of the mat. And this time you can step, or maybe you like to jump towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lifts. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, arms up, interlace the fingers, accept your index. Exhale, bend. Inhale, center. And exhale, the other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, open your heart. Inhale, center. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and your left foot back and then your right foot back. This time we keep the knees up, and with an exhale you're coming all the way down. Make sure your elbows are pointing backwards. Toes flat, inhale, cobra. Toes under, exhale. Downward facing dog. So your lower belly is in and up, and your hips are going up and back. The heels are reaching towards the mat. They don't have to touch as long as you feel a nice stretch in the back of the legs. Bend your knees, look to the front of the mat and step or jump towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Interlace the fingers. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, middle. And exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, open your heart. Inhale, center. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. This time you can choose to step into a plank pose or jump into a chaturanga. If you jump, make sure you land with the elbows bent. Then you're straight away into a chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale. Upward facing dog, maybe with the knees up. And exhale. Downward facing dog. So your energy level is different every time. So do what you want to do. Maybe you like to go into chaturanga. Maybe you like to keep the knees onto the mat. Everything is okay. With an inhale, you bring your right leg up. Exhale, bring your right knee towards your nose, towards your chest into a plank pose. Inhale, right leg up. And exhale, bring your right knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right knee towards your left elbow. Inhale, right leg up. And exhale, bring your knee into the chest. And plant your right foot next to your right thumb. Make sure your left heel is reaching backwards. Open your heart, maybe come onto the fingertips. Maybe you look at one point which is not moving. And then with an inhale, you come up with the arms. Anjaneyasana, high lunge. Stay here. Your belly is in, shoulders relaxed. Last inhale. And with an exhale, you come into warrior two. So your left foot is now parallel to the short edge of the mat. Right knee is bent deeply. The right knee is over the ankle, so not in front and also not here, but up. Like right at the top of the ankle. Bring your right palm up, inhale, reach backwards. Make sure that knee stays in place. Maybe you like to roll your wrist. You can look up or down, whatever feels good onto your neck. And then with an exhale, bring your right forearm on your right upper thigh. Reach the left arm overhead. If you want to go further, you can bring your right fingertips onto the mat. Open your heart. Again, look where it feels good for your neck. Then look to the mat, plant your palms, and bring your right foot back to a plank pose. Your choice to do a vinyasa or come straight to downward facing dog. So you can bring your knees onto the mat or off of the mat. Then with an exhale, you come all the way or halfway down. And then with an inhale, you roll over the toes into a cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bring your left knee into your chest, into a plank. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bring your left knee towards your left elbow. Inhale, left leg up. And exhale, left knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left knee into the chest. And then plant it next to your left thumb. Right heel reaches backwards. Come into your fingertips. Elongate the spine. And then with an inhale, you bring your hands up. Anjaneyasana. Feel strong in both legs. Last inhale. And with an exhale, you come into warrior two. Make sure both heels are in one line. Your shoulders are relaxed. You look over your left fingertips. Focus on one point. And bring your left hand up. Inhale, reach it backwards. Make sure you're still using that core. Don't lean onto your right leg. And with an exhale, you bring your left upper arm and your left upper thigh. Right arm comes overhead. If you want to go further, you can bring your left fingertips or maybe your whole hand onto the mat. Look where it feels good for your neck. And look down. Plant your hands, bring your left foot back into a plank pose. Do a Vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And bring your knees onto the mat. Your knees are as wide as your mat. Your toes are touching in the middle of the mat. And bring your forehead down. Child's pose. Are you still breathing deep through the nose? Is your inhale as long as your exhale? Come back onto your hands and knees. Make sure your knees are underneath your hips. Your feet are as wide as your hips. Coming back to a plank, to a downward facing dog, toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. And with an inhale, come up on your toes and come to a plank pose. Bring your toes to touch in the middle of the mat. And then you roll over the right foot. Bring your left hand up, side plank. If you need to bring your forearm down because of your wrist, please do so. If you need to bring your right knee down, you can do that as well. Left fingers are wide spread. Bring your hips up. And then look down and come into a plank pose. Going straight away to the other side. Onto the left side of your left foot. Right hand up. Open yourself. Then look down. Come back into a plank pose. Your feet are hip distance apart again. And come back to a downward facing dog. One breath here. And bend your knees, look to the front of the mat. And you can step or maybe jump into a seated position. So come onto your sitting bones. Legs out in front of you. Your arms out in front of you. One more core pose. You bring your feet up. You lean a little bit back so you make sure you really use that core. You can flex the foot. Arms out in front of you. And if you can also straighten those legs. Yes, almost there. And then let go. Cross the ankles and come onto hands and knees again. Tabletop. Bring your toes under. And with an exhale, you come into a downward facing dog. One breath here. Inhale, bring your right leg up. And exhale, bring your right knee underneath your right wrist and your right foot underneath your left wrist. Left knee down, toes flat. Look over your left shoulder to check if your leg is in one line with your left hip. Then look forward again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. You can rest your forehead onto the mat, on your hands, maybe onto a cushion. Right toes are flexed. If there's any pain in the knee, please come out. And come to lay onto your back. You bring your right ankle over your left thigh and you bring your left knee in. while you bring your right knee away. Breathe deep. Listen carefully to yourself, to your breath. Let your thoughts float away. Walk your hands up. Plant your hands, fingers wide spread. Bring your left toes under and come into a downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out. Feel the difference between one side and the other. And come to stillness. With an inhale, you bring your left leg up. And with an exhale, you bring your left knee underneath your left wrist and your left foot underneath your right wrist. Right knee goes down, toes flat onto the mat. Look over your right shoulder to check if your right leg is in line with your right hip. Look forward again. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold forward. Forehead rests where it feels good. Again, if you have any pain in your knee, please come out and do eye of the needle on the other side. Left toes are flexed. Make sure your shoulders and your hands are also relaxed over here. You can make the exhales a little bit longer here. With your next inhale, you walk your hands up. Plant your hands, right toes under, and come into your last downward facing dog. Enjoy. Do what feels good. Bend your knees, look to the front of the mat, and make your way into the seated position. Bring the soles of your feet together to a butterfly pose. So maybe your legs are more away from your body. Make sure you sit up, right? So your sitting bones are onto the mat. Your spine is long. You really feel a line from your sitting bones to your neck out of the crown of your head. Maybe you like to massage your feet, give them some love. And then with an inhale, you bring your arms up. And with an exhale, you twist to the right. Bring your left hand onto your right knee or your right upper thigh. Your right fingertips behind you. With an inhale, you lengthen from the sitting bones through your neck to the crown of the head. And with an exhale, you twist maybe a little bit deeper. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to center, arms up. Exhale the other side. Right hand onto your left knee or upper thigh. Left fingertips behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist maybe a little bit deeper. Inhale to center, arms up. Exhale, this time forward fold. Again, make sure your sitting bones are onto the mat, are staying onto the mat. Your hands land wherever they need to go. And then with an inhale, you lengthen. And maybe with the exhale, you fold a little bit deeper. Walk your hands up, bring your knees together. I'm gonna make our way to our back. What I always do is I'm going to sit on the front of my mat, straighten my arms, and with an exhale I come all the way down very slowly while I use my core. And then you're on your back. Bring your knees into your chest, your hands into your knees, and we're going to do some rounds for the lower back. So you bring your knees to the right, bring them down and then to the left, and then up, massaging the lower back. Do this 3 times, and then go the other direction. If you're ready, you can stretch yourself out. With an inhale, you stretch yourself. And with a sigh out, we let it go. One more time, inhale, stretch yourself out. And exhale, let it go. And make our way to Shavasana. If you need to put something warm on, you can do that now. Make sure you do it mindfully. And then come to lie into your back. Your arms alongside the body with the palms facing up. Let go of any controlled breathing, any tension. This is the time where you have to do nothing at all. Don't worry about the time. I will guide you out of Shavasana. Make some small movements in your body. You wiggle the toes and the fingers, all the ankles and the wrists. Maybe bring your head from side to side. You can bring your knees into your chest and roll over to your right side. Come up to a seated position, just how you started this practice. Close your eyes for a moment. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Be grateful for the lessons you've learned for this day. And remember your intention. Bring your hands to your forehead. I'd like to thank you very much. Namaste. So if you have any feedback or comments, just let me know. Thank you.